Derek Stingley, a lot of questions about him. I think he is, some teams are going to love him because of tape from a couple of years ago, and other teams are going to say, hold on a minute, what about these last 2 years? Where are you on with this? And first, let me say this, his tape from 2 years ago was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's just phenomenal.
He's special. If you're just going strictly off of the 2019 tape, 6 interceptions during his true freshman season, came in and was the leader on that offense, or excuse me, that defense that was loaded with offensive talent like Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson was on that team as well. So if you just think about it, him coming through the door as a freshman, being on that 15-0 LSU team, he pretty much was at the top of the mountain. But over his past 2 seasons, the big thing with Derek Stingley has just been the availability with him. He's missed 13 games over the past 2 years, which is a lot when you're taking into account, especially taking a cornerback in the top 10. But if you rely on what he showed in 2019, and that's what you believe you're getting from Derek Stingley, I think he can quickly be a top 5 cornerback in the NFL. He reminds me a lot of Marshawn Lattimore when he was coming out of Ohio State, just to paint a picture of what he could be on the next level. So it's not more so, nobody has questions about Derek Stingley's ability. It's just the availability with him.
When you watch him, I think the thing that jumped out to me, and I'm curious your assessment of him, the footwork for a guy his size and the patience with, I guess, when he's in man, to not open his hips right away. Like how unique is his skill set for a guy with his size and length and all that?
His technique is probably the best that I have seen since I've been doing this, honestly. And he's just so patient in everything that he does. He's never rushed. He never lets the receivers force him into going which way or whatever they want, different ways for him to go. He's just able to dictate whatever he wants to do in coverage. And then you couple that with the ball skills that he has too. He has the ball skills of a wide receiver. He goes up on high points and contests every pass that is in his range. He can even catch balls out of the strike zone too. So he's just so competitive at the catch point. I'm a big fan of him. He's my top ranked corner going into the draft right now. And I'm really excited to see him on Pro Day. I think he's going to open a lot of eyes.
When you look at him, because he also seems to match the routes of a receiver well. When you see that, what does that tell you? And do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just instincts with him. He understands what wide receivers are trying to do. And when he locks in man coverage, he's just able to dictate and just decipher everything that they're trying to do. And like I said, he doesn't, what I like to call, take the cheese a lot with wide receivers that are like a bit exaggerated with their movements. He's just fixated on a certain part of their body, and he looks at that part of their body, and he just isn't rushed at all in his technique. And that's something that I wrote down in my notes of where nothing just ever phases him. He stays so poised in his backdrop, in his back pedal, I should say. He remains in phase a lot of times, and his game is just so poised. He's just so cool, calm, and collected in everything that he does.
Hey everybody, it's John Keim. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and I'll continue to bring you guests who provide excellent insight into the Washington Commanders. And while you're here, check out the other terrific content on the Empire Media Network, including Inside the Cap with Joel Corey and All's Caps with Steve Wino and former Washington Capital Carl Alsner. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.